Speaking of times,
Yeah.
I think it might be time for something.
Oh, yeah? Well, what is it time for, Phil?
I don't know, G. Why don't you tell me?
It's time that we get that grains of sand. That's what I'm talking about. Goddamn, gotta hit it up out there. And you guys know here in Grains of Sand, that's where we talk about a little bit of this international diplomacy and some of the things that are happening abroad that maybe we should be spending more time worrying about instead of trying to separate ourselves into little tiny teams that are ineffective at getting anything done. And it's changed a little bit this week, friends. Changed just a little bit. But let's go to the screens and take a look, man. Russia beefs up warship presence in the Black Sea as Ukraine tensions simmer. Now, if you don't know, recently Russia has taken a cue from their buddies in China and looking to manifest their destiny into the former USSR, and that includes Ukraine right now. Ukraine is not happy. They do not want to be retaken over by Russia, but Russia's trying to make a move. So things have gotten a little bit fucking worse day by day as shit has happened. In fact, Russia and the Ukraine expel each other's diplomats from their country as tensions soar. That means they send all the diplomatic community people home. They are starting to get pretty fucking pissed. It's not great.
Damn, man.
It's not great. And it ramps up from there as well, too, man. Russia and the Ukraine hold military drills, and NATO criticizes Russian troop buildup.
Ukraine is not weak.
Ukraine is not, and then he smashes the board. The Ukraine is pretty pissed off, but Russia is pulling some pretty high-level shit that everybody's starting to get pretty pissed off about because it sounds a lot like what China did last year when we were trying to tell you, hey, this is about to be a fucking problem. You know what I mean? But what's that? I mean, the Ukraine is not weak. You are correct, but they are small in comparison to Putin's Russia, dude. They may have to do something drastic. And when we talk about international warfare, something drastic is something that we hope nobody needs to fucking do, man. The Ukraine molds nuclear arms to guarantee its defense. Oh, that's maybe not what we need. That's maybe not what we need. One more country vying to get all these fucking nuclear vessels out here. It's not
That's
terrific.
Bad news bears, my friend.
Yeah, it's possible that the U.S. could support the Ukraine in the future, but we don't know exactly what the hell is going to happen here. What we do know is that there are people, at least according to a totally credible news source like BuzzFeed, from the United States going over to the Ukraine to, and I quote, fight alongside far-right extremists. You mean the Ukrainians who don't want to be taken over by Russia? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you really sure about that, man? I don't get this. What I do know is that regardless of the angle you take, something's going to have to be done about Russia and China building all their shit up here because they are definitely taking cues from each other at this point. Russia's surveillance state still doesn't match China, but Putin is racing to catch up. Yeah, they sure as shit are. They sure as shit are taking a lot of fucking ideas from the CCP and implementing it right there at home, man. And now that they feel stronger as a group, having that whole Eastern Hemisphere blockade, they're getting more and more bold as the weeks go on. China and Russia are deliberately testing allies' cohesion with their actions in Ukraine and Taiwan. What did I fucking tell you last week, huh?
Yep.
I told you that China was only putting pressure on Taiwan in order to test, well, they say allies, and that this is us. They mean us. They mean the United States. And now they're multi-fronting this with Russia putting that same pressure on the Ukraine. This is only to attempt to draw out the United States, but we knew that already because we know who we're dealing with. We're dealing with Xi Jinping and the Beijing bling, and you know how they fucking operate, man. From cover-up to propaganda blitz, China's attempts to control the narrative on Xinjiang. God damn it, dude. Nothing in, nothing out. They're getting very North Korea on it, Phil, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, and from a couple of stories earlier when you were talking about how, Ukraine was attracting Americans to support far-right extremists. Why is it a far-right extreme position to be not under government control?
Because BuzzFeed, I guess. I guess. I mean, it's not really like a reasonable excuse, but I guess that's the reason. I don't know. Point being, why are we surprised that the communist Chinese government lied? Look at this. kind of pitches to Europe a trustworthy vaccine that it already admitted doesn't work. Oh, here, buy this. We already said it doesn't work, but buy it anyway. And we're surprised that they lied about some shit, man.
But you can trust us, man.
Yeah, I'll bet you can. Just like your own fucking constituency can, right? 9 Hong Kong pro-democracy activists sentenced for 2019 protests. Please, friends, remember headlines like this whenever you hear somebody that lives in the United States going, I hate it here, while they're able to complain about the government on Twitter publicly with nothing happening. Meanwhile, in China, right to jail. Right to jail.
Right to jail.
We've seen them kill people for making too much money in China. You know what I mean?
Kidding, man.
Speaking
No
of which, the vanishing billionaire. How Jack Ma fell foul of Xi Jinping. We already know he made more money than the government made, and they're not having that out there. Because then that sets an example that the rest of their civilians might want to rise up and emulate. Oh, this guy was able to work hard, innovate, be the best in his field, and thus succeed? He didn't have to have the exact same no matter what he did. We could do that, and we could have better if we tried harder. But the fucking CCP don't want that. No.
They can't have somebody coming out here and just explaining the benefits of capitalism.
No. That is not in line with the government's ethics at all. But finally, people are starting to catch on to it a little bit. Intelligence chiefs say that China and Russia are the biggest threats to the U.S. Yeah, welcome to the party, pal. Thanks for showing up late.
On the Fright Power Hour. Wow.
Yeah, geez, you figured it out. Wow, man. Goddamn. Way to go out there, guys. But at least they're getting into it. Luckily, we've created some allies in the region. China knew about it long ago, and they're starting to get pissed off about it when we're just finally starting to move our fucking feet in the first place. China accuses the U.S. and Japan of sowing division after Biden and Suga, I'm not sure how to say his name, vow to counter intimidation. So the U.S. and Japan, who have been fucking buddied up for the last couple of years here, we sold them a bunch of planes. We're going to build an aircraft carrier out of one of their islands, right? And, I feel like Americans buy a lot of cat girl porn. So, we're helping each other. Well, China don't like that, especially being so close to home. And now that we're talking about we got to deal with this China situation, now they're putting pressure on Japan. See how well that worked when they did it to Taiwan, when they did it to Hong Kong? See how Russia's emulating that with the Ukraine? Now they're trying to put pressure on Japan so that they don't ally with us, or in the case that they do, that it draws the United States military into battle in the South China Sea, where the Chinese military has an obvious advantage. But we will not be deterred, friends. Japan and the U.S. showcased their alliance, fucking finally, and resolved to deal with China. God damn it, Biden, if you do one fucking thing right within your time span, make it be this, please. Please, for the love of Christ. We have got to get this fucking dealt with, man. Yeah. Let it be this. And I'll tell you what, man.
And not just for us, man, but for the Chinese people, man. Because we've said before, it isn't the Chinese people that anybody has a problem with. It's the Chinese government, man.
Oh, yeah. That's certainly the case. That's the case in so many places. And now Japan's being drawn in. It ain't their fault either. We forgave them decades ago. We're good. U.S. and Japan are good, man. We're cool. So we really need to make sure that we don't let our allies come into harm's way. I know that puts more of the fucking pressure on us, which is exactly what China wants. But that's why we gotta fucking deal with this shit with the quickness. Now, luckily, friends, we're not gonna have to do it alone. By allying with Japan, we have been able to gain access to not one, but 2 secret weapons, friends.
What?
Oh, that's right.
Shit.
And Japan is ready to release the secret weapon. Watch this 60-foot robot take its first steps. Fuck yeah, Japan. Hell yes. Oh, you love to fucking see it, man.
Hell yeah.
Now, granted, it's only a first step. He's still attached to the tower. He only moves a little bit, but this is a step in the right direction towards Liberty Prime, because better dead than red. Death is a preferable alternative to communism. And I know what you're thinking out there, friends. This is a great picture of the robot, but I want to see the thing in action. I want to see the video. We'll say no more, fam. Luckily for you, you watched the Fright Power Hour. Let's take a look at it ourselves. And it is pretty slow. Dude, you can keep the backing track going. There's no audio on this. Not a lot happens. It's a lot of just looking at it, but the machine does take a step. And you can see the relative size based on the two dudes there. Very fucking cool, man. Okay, so he's got articulation at the waist. I know it takes time, guys. I know everybody wants it to be on day one. You know, the fucking first time you see him, he's flying around shooting fucking missiles and shit, but that's not how technology works. Remember how crappy dial-up was? Like, dude, it takes a fucking while. And this is a fucking step. Look at this. Articulation there. He's able to step out.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, very impressive. You gotta fucking crawl before you walk, Liberty Prime, dude. Communists detected, Japan. We have shit to fucking do, and we need your help. And I know what you're thinking out there, guys. You're going, now wait a minute, you said this was a secret weapon, that we could use this to deal with the Chinese military, but you're talking about this could be years to develop. Well, don't worry, friends. Don't worry.
We need something quicker.
We do need something quicker, and Japan has a second secret weapon that should work much more quickly. In fact, they've already gotten started on it. Japan to release treated Fukushima water into the sea. You mean the water that's so heavily irradiated that you can't drink it? Wow. See, that's what it seems like, but don't be fooled, friends. This is only the first step in release the secret weapon. Yes! At long last, Japan! They have embraced their fate and realized that the kaiju is the only way to defeat communism once and for all. Scree on! Fuck yeah, man! Really looking forward to it. And again, guys, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking out there. You're going, you know what, G, this is a pretty great picture of Godzilla, but we want to see it in action. We want to see this guy tearing it up. Well, say no more, fam. Luckily, you watched the Fright Power Hour. Please enjoy this exclusive footage of Japan's brand new version of Godzilla, with which the United States is allied in order to defeat the Chinese military. Behold his power, friends. Oh my God. Oh, he's terrifying. My God.
Hello, man.
Come and get it, Xi Jinping and the Beijing bling. You may stuff trees in our throats, but look at this right here. Bam! Oh, Japan is ready, and we are ready. China, you better get ready to get some.
I'm an artist working in an unpopular medium. Can I just speak to you? I mean, really speak to you like man to man. I've known you for a long time, and I know about your penchant for spying on me.